Just a pick.
All
A
right,
chisel.
Shall we?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Today it is December 2nd, 3:30 p.m. Late start today. We are here live from HQ Trays.
You just blew a fat vape cloud. Just to remind people that we used to fucking smoke cigars in here like real men.
I know. Before HR came cracking down on us.
I did the most passive-aggressive thing ever once when Sass was in my car. He was smoking his vape, and I rolled his window down.
I don't think it was passive aggressive. I think it was just aggressive. There was nothing passive about that move.
That's passive-aggressive, I think.
If you
little
said
bit.
something,
Without saying anything, it's
then
passive-aggressive.
and then I was like, what's with the window?
No,
And
I think
were
you
like-
said, no, I'm not doing that. It was very funny right immediately. You were like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I want to marinate in my vape smoke.
Yeah.
My mom does that. She'll like, if someone's smoking a cigarette within a country mile of her, she'll be like,
Yeah.
like not even trying to be funny or anything, just to like make them feel bad, fake coughing. That is passive
That's
aggression
passive-aggressive.
That's passive-aggressive.
That's passive-aggressive.
of the highest order.
I think mine's passive-aggressive.
Yeah, I think it is. I think I was wrong.
Oh, look at that.
I just don't feel like arguing about the definition of passive aggressive for 30 minutes.
No, I think you do agree that it did fit.
I think you do feel like arguing. And
No.
you're going to argue.
No interest.
No, we're going to argue about this.
You know what? Now I don't feel like it was passive-aggressive.
But
Well-
we did get a nasty HR crackdown after our nice cigar episode.
Well, people
Yeah.
were snitching.
In which case,
I don't know if anyone needed to snitch for that to
People
become
were
an
snitching.
issue. The smoke was wafting into their
but
clothing.
we checked with everybody beforehand.
We did, but we didn't do it ahead of time enough for them to get air purifiers installed.
I said before we did it, I think this is the first time we've ever done this episode while there's even people in the office.
But that's not true either, because we've had to check. One time people got annoyed. Second time we checked, there was zero problems. And then this is the third time it happened.
But
And people are just...
the last time we did it, it was like, I think we've only done it 3 or 4 times. The first time we did it in the Yak studio and the office was completely empty.
I thought we got some comeuppance. Basically, I'm trying to not my Barstool this. I think that the Barstool has fallen from great heights to now fucking snitch society.
Dude, one time must have been 2018 or 2019 when I was doing Barstool Breakfast. It was my birthday on the show, 7 a.m. And Wayne Jetski and Za brought in a birthday cake for me that had candles lit, but instead of candles, they were joints.
Yeah.
And they were lit.
Yes.
And we smoked like 6 joints in the office at 7 a.m.
I remember it was at this office, but like years ago, while before everybody moved to Chicago, I walked into the office and fucking Jersey Jerry and John Rich had needles in their arm, just passed out, laying on one another. Fucking, they were having the time of their life. And I was like, this is my Barstool.
This is my
Yeah.
Barstool.
Yeah.
Not this soft bullshit that's going on right now.
No, it's gotten soft.
Who are they?
I don't know.
Who is it? Who is here? Who are the people here? What are their roles? We let go of Alyssa Amoroso for this?
I get like
Looking
like
at the wrong guy. I'm
if it was
talent, bro.
waves of smoke, like if it was like someone was blowing cigar smoke into your face to be like, what's going on? But it was just the smell of cigar smoke.
No, I think the smoke wafted out.
When Ebony came in? Oh no, but Ebony came in after because people
It was
were
already
complaining
an
about
issue.
it.
It's pretty pervasive. But in their defense, they did say, you guys are absolutely welcome to do this. We don't intend to tell you you can't do something. Just let us know an hour ahead of time if you plan to do it so that we can put
That's what the middleman PR people
we
said.
can put
HR
air
people.
purifiers in, and we can let anyone know who has an issue with it that they can go work someplace else,
I want people to go.
which I thought was kind of cool.
I want to go out right now and say, hey, we're going to go smoke cigars. Anyone got a problem with that? And then look around and see who starts shifting around.
And we're not going to use an air purifier.
And we're not using an air
and
purifier.
everyone has to work where they are.
Also, we found out that the audio is a little better if we keep the door wide
Yeah,
open.
we're gonna take the doors off the hinges.
Yeah.
In fact, we're a little hot, so we're gonna point a fan out into your world.
Because we don't want to.
We don't want our
cigar
studio to
smoke-
smell like cigars.
Yeah.
They say secondhand smoke is the silent killer, and so
Yeah.
you know,
And it
So
would
think
just
about
fuck
how
with the
bad
visual.
firsthand smoke is. We're
Yeah.
blowing everything out.
It should be trial by fire, dude. This shouldn't be this lily white fucking pampered place of living that it has been until
Exactly.
this point. And I'm tired of it. I think that we can grow together as human beings and
I'm
just
damn
smoke
tired.
cigars.
Of it.
oh, I did get hit up by a guy.
Cigars?
Yeah, and this guy's cool. He's cool. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
By what metric?
Well, his great-grandfather started Village Cigars, which I think is one of the oldest cigar stores in New York City.
Oh, one of the gayest ones too, I believe.
Isn't that the one in West Village?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it's closed
Well, maybe so.
as of very recently.
That may be so, but they're still, I mean, they've been featured on Cigar Aficionado,
Right.
which is, the
Top magazine.
I
Top
could be
periodical.
wrong,
top publication
but I
of
live right near there.
cigar living.
Well, if he's hitting up Francis, they obviously have just abandoned the brick and mortar, and now they're on online.
Figured let's go remote.
Yeah.
They're remote.
This young man does not. I asked him, "Do you work in the family trade?" And he said he does not, but he would happily send us a nice box of cigars for our next indulgence.
That's great.
So
That's
I thought we should do that because I bet
Amazing.
those will be nice cigars.
great cigars.
I mean, the holidays are coming up for a fat Christmas and New Year's episode. We should
Yeah.
be popping
Ooh,
cigars.
I like the sound of that.
Champagne, perhaps.
Yeah. Now this young man does not work in the family business. He plays tennis.
Professionally?
No, recreationally.
Oh.
He asked if we could play tennis sometime.
The two of you?
Yeah.
I mean, I was a high school champion tennis player, Spirit Award.
Get
winner.
involved.
I just, so you know what I mean. My
Sass can
cable
bring
guy.
his fishing rod
Yeah.
and retrieve balls for us
And
with that
cast.
beautiful shadow
That would be
cast.
fun.
My cable guy came the other day, a Jamaican dude, and he was like, "Sure, I was a professional tennis player." It was one of the best compliments of my life.
How's that? How did that go down?
He was just a Jamaican guy who came into my house. He was like, "Are you a professional tennis player?" And I was like, "No."
So
He's
it's
like,
a strange guess.
"Yeah, it's such a specific guess."
Yeah.
And he like doubled down. I was like, "No." He was like, "And I thought you were a professional tennis player." He was so specific about
That'd
it.
be like the worst dude to play 21 questions with.
Yeah.
I'm positive.
Start with boy or girl, guy.
It's definitely Himmler. No, he didn't even establish it was German yet. But
Well-
yeah, it was such a nice compliment that honestly, I don't know what I was doing that day. I must have looked lean that day.
Oh, one other quick housekeeping thing. So I have noticed that there is a great fan who seems to be taking inventory of the outfits that I'm wearing and listing the items individually with their prices. You are not doing that well. And I like the idea. But the first time you did it, you went 0 for 5. Every single piece you listed was not what I was actually wearing. The next time there were...
Where are you seeing all of this information?
On YouTube.
On YouTube.
I don't see any of these.
There are comments.
I must have you filtered out.
No, it's not me. Oh, you mean
Your name.
keywords, Francis?
Yeah.
Don't show me those comments.
He deletes any positive
Well,
comments.
that would
about
be.
either of
I
us.
mean, that would be nice because they don't speak highly of me.
They
But
don't know what they want.
I like this initiative. If you want cross references on the outfits that I'm wearing, I'm happy to.
Well, on the
actually.
second time, did they get any right?
Yeah, I think he was like 3 for 5 on the second time.
All right, so maybe this time he'll be 5 for 5.
Okay, Batman Rolex,
Yeah, this is a
20
Sunspell shirt
bands.
that I got on sale.
Sunspell.
It was probably
But you
like
can't give
100
them away.
bucks. This is a Sunspell
No,
t-shirt.
you're giving too much away. You got to see how he does.
Relwen corduroys. And this is Crockett and Jones boots. You had it as a different company before. It is Cordovan, which I believe is horse rump. But they are not from that company. That
Wait,
you have
that's
listed.
made of a horse ass?
Yeah, this is made from horse, I believe. Horse
Oh my
leather.
god.
It feels
That's
disrespectful.
It was the
Yeah.
great grandson of Seabiscuit who gave his ass for these boots.
a lame horse. But wouldn't the great grandson of Seabiscuit be one of the most expensive horses, or unless he came out a little bit gimpy?
He would be. It's amazing how it is always the offspring of legendary horses that fetch the highest price.
yeah.
It's
Not
that good
surprising.
seed. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like LeBron James' kid, or
Right.
how,
Yeah.
20% of first round draft picks in the NBA, their dad played in the NBA. I
Is
wonder
that
if,
true?
yeah, it's something insane like that.
Wow. Runs in the family.
Nepo.
Nep. But I think they actually outperform. So it's not just nepotism. So they actually outperform the people at the similar draft spot over the last
Yeah.
5 years before
They're just
that.
Is that
genetically
because the rest
superior.
of them don't know their dads?
They're just genetically superior to the other
Could be.
guys.
Well, they
Except
say
for
that
Bronny.
if you yeah, right.
What did Bronny get picked at?
55,
First round?
second round.
Dikembe Mutombo.
Ooh.
55, you're right. But I also heard, wait, what the fuck did you just say? I had something.
Something racist.
No, it was nice though.
Okay.
I thought it was something. I thought you meant something nice, but what the fuck was it? I had a comment.
No, it was definitely racist.
No,
Yeah,
but
I don't know
right
if
after,
we should let's move on. I don't know why we're
right
still
after
here.
the racism. I thought there was something.
Coming back to it.
I think there was something nice after the racism. I don't freaking know.
Well, I'll say this. I also want to extend an olive branch to the many commenters who do not like me. I get it. Okay. And I just want to say, I am not begging Roan and Sass.
I don't
To
think this
keep
is a
me on
thing.
the
Like, I don't
show?
think you're even near the point of addressing.
No, I know. But I get it. I am not, they built the show. I am happy to help. I
You're
love
addressing
doing
like
it.
4 people right now.
Yeah, I know, but they're growing.
No, they're not.
Their voices
They're
are
gonna
growing.
grow
Just
after
fat.
this.
I feel bad. I feel
Yeah,
bad.
it's the same one person.
You're gonna. This is gonna make more people comment stuff.
Oh, okay. Then we'll cut it.
No, we're leaving it in for sure.
Well, I'll just say there will be plenty of episodes where I have to go do foreplay stuff. You'll get the original crew. I won't be here, and
We
enjoy
like
those
having
episodes.
you on.
But
Yeah, it makes us have to talk
I
less.
am not. I promise, I'm not here trying to just like torpedo this beautiful show that these two built.
Everybody knows that. Everybody loves having you on the show.
I'm over it. Move on. Next.
Where were you when I
Next-
made the fucking
next
racist
topic.
joke?
He's like, no, let's rehash that. Let's go back over the coals. I was just,
What did you guys get into this weekend, Ron? You were at a wedding.
I was at my boy
Shout out
Mike's
Mike.
wedding. It was actually, dude, record mics. 18 mics at this wedding.
Damn.
Wow.
You guys get
It
a
was
photo?
insane. Yeah, I have the
Of
video.
course. That's going viral.
Oh man. Last time I put up the video of the amount of mics that were at a wedding, it was an article in Newsweek.
Yeah. It
Newsweek
got
has
like
fallen
10
off.
million likes on TikTok.
Yeah, it
Wait,
did.
what was that again?
The mics. Ron has like 100 friends named Mike, and when they all get together, they take a big photo.
That's cool.
Of all the mics.
But he said that this one there was 18 mics.
It was the new record of mics at a wedding. It was insane. One of them
Wow.
was my high school Latin teacher. He maybe the meanest person that I've ever met in my life.
How did he get the wedding invite?
He's related to the bride.
Wow.
And
classic.
he's so mean. And I went up to talk to him with my other friend Mike, and he was equally mean.
That's
he hadn't
crazy.
backed off his meanness at all.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, he couldn't stop it.
Yeah.
He couldn't quit it.
Voce e pluribus e unum.
Yes.
Is that
From
Latin?
one
He
many
who
are
is mean
called.
once is mean forever.
That's a fact.
Interesting.
Like there was a time in high school, he was just screaming at everybody. If you didn't do the homework perfectly, you were in huge trouble. And one time someone was getting their declensions wrong, and he was made to stand in the back of the class. And he was so scared that he passed out and took out like an entire row of desks, and everybody just turned around to look.
Whoa.
And he was like, "Back to your declensions!" Just fucking screaming at us
Damn.
as our friend died in the back of the class.
Sounds like you were at it was like Dead Poet Society or some shit.
It was St. Joe's
Yeah.
Prep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Was it all boys?
All boys.
All brothers?
All brothers. It was nice. It was very nice. It was an incredible wedding. It was so fun. Like 400 people.
Oh, the
just-
wedding was all boys.
Oh, yeah. What do you mean? Oh, you were talking about the high school? Oh, yeah, both. There was at least girl teachers at the high school, though. This was all boys.
All bros wedding would be awesome. Like that must be like what a gay wedding is. Well, no, obviously not because gay people are friends with girls and men. But it would be cool if like you were like a gay couple, and then it was just like you only invited your bros, and it was just all gay dudes there.
Basically, any scenario where there are no women involved
Yeah.
is
Right.
what you're saying would
Exactly.
be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
like the government,
70 bros.
the voting booths before.
Yeah.
When did they get the right? 92? It was something recent. It was
That's what they
something
should do at weddings. They should
partition.
separate people by gender.
Like a middle school dance.
Yeah. So like you like the ceremony happens, but then after like the party,
Mhm.
just bros. Like that should be the bachelor party.
Yeah.
Should be that night.
The wedding.
Yeah.
No dancing. No slow. I don't think they had a single slow dance.
Yeah.
It was just
good.
fast dancing. You're not a fan of the slow dance?
I don't like any I'm not a dancer.
What?
I used
just
to be.
regular dancing?
Oh, I used to be a big dancer.
You gave it up?
Back when I was drinking, that was like my shit. Dance.
It was so fun to dance.
I'd get like soaked in sweat because I'd be dancing so hard.
Really?
Yeah.
I have a hard time seeing it.
No.
But I
that
do
was-
whenever I dance that hard that I'm sweating, I never wake up hungover the next day.
Oh.
Because you're
working
exercising
out,
through
yeah.
the booze.
You're like
Yeah.
kind of buzzing afterwards.
Yeah,
it's
it's
nice. It's like
awesome.
you got a nice workout. Then we have a Nagila, the groom.
You got to do it.
I was under the ass and I had drank, like, I felt like my heart was going to give out. I was doing like Joe Rogan kettlebell,
Yeah.
full fucking squat thrusts.
Yeah.
Fucking launching him.
Speaking of the kettlebell, it has arrived.
Oh, I know. Brother, I know.
So I went home to drop off my shit before coming in, and I was like pretty cutting it close on time. And I was like, all right, should I bring Rogan? And I was like, I'm gonna bring him because I don't feel like having this in my apartment. And then I picked it up and I put it back in the box to carry it. And then I picked up the box and then I looked outside and the Uber was there. And I was like, there's no way in hell this is getting there.
You actually called an Uber and still decided you just couldn't do it?
Dude, it was like, I don't think I would even be able to open my own door.
So
What?
how are you ever going to do it?
I don't know. We might need to bring like 3 people in to help move it.
What? Wait, when was this? Was this
Like an
after I
hour
put it
ago.
in your apartment?
This was like 30 minutes
Dude,
ago.
he fucking... Because you said on Wednesday you're going to bring it because you're
I'm
going to
bring it on
an
Wednesday.
Uber.
I think I'm gonna put it in a backpack.
But I didn't know that you still took an Uber today.
well, because I was planning on. Well, also it's freezing out, so I didn't want to bike.
I biked
Understandable.
over the
That's not the
bridge.
point I'm trying to make. You had everything set up to bring it perfectly today.
No, I didn't. That's the problem.
You just had to get it from your apartment to the Uber downstairs.
Dude, I wouldn't have been able to open the door to the car.
You're gonna have to do this anyway.
I know. I said I think I'm gonna use a backpack or some sort of bag that I could like throw it over my shoulder.
That's
you
a good
just
way to.
Couldn't put that together in the today.
No, I didn't have time. I genuinely. I don't know what's so funny about that. I genuinely didn't have time.
You could have just said the Uber could have just waited a minute while you put the one item in the backpack.
My backpack is full of clothes.
What it takes for you to abandon an initiative in your mind is so little.
No, it's really not. I mean, if you understood the situation, dude, you have no idea how heavy this thing is.
I get that.
55 pounds.
I get,
But
I
it's not
guess.
like you can like get a good angle on it where like you could carry it. Like there's no. I don't want to drop it
Farmers
and then have it
carry.
explode.
Should do her little suitcase. Just a little suitcase carry.
Dude, that's too heavy.
It's 55 pounds.
55 pounds for a
Roan,
farmer's carry?
How did you get it up the stairs and into Harry's apartment?
I carried it
You picked up the box
and carried it.
and you carried it up, and then what? You had to put it down and open the door?
No, I just opened the door.
No way you had that thing with one hand,
Bro,
brother.
do you understand?
I'm so
he had
positive.
gravity working against him.
I'd
his
rather have
task-
dude for something that heavy. I'd rather have gravity working against me than with me.
There we go.
This thing is going down quick.
It would have dragged you
Yeah.
through the floor.
Yeah,
God.
It would have created a sinkhole in the
dude, it's
East
so
Village.
heavy that I put it on my like ottoman when I was leaving, and then I came back and put it on the floor because I was like, I think it might take out the ottoman.
You
when
went
I'm gone.
back?
Yeah, I was like leaving my
But you
apartment.
said the Uber was there.
I was
It's
leaving my
just-
apartment,
it's
and then
just
I
baffling.
turned around, and I was like, I gotta move it
The
again.
mind reels with the hoops that
It can
your
only
brain
be on the
jumps
floor.
through.
It cannot be above ground.
You did so much more work to not bring the kettlebell in today than it would have taken to just bring it.
No, I also went home. I would have just gone straight here, but I went home because I wanted to get my packages that arrived after Rome brought in my package. Both of them were stolen. Therefore, why I was pressuring you so hard to get the Rogan.
And I did it.
I know. But everyone thought I was crazy. You guys were like, it's not. No one's stealing that thing. Dude, I talked to my super.
Hold on a second. The thought was that no one was going to steal it because of how heavy it was.
Dude, it sounds like some determined thieves came in the middle of the night.
Can we get that guy to bring the fucking kettlebell in?
We should.
What were the other packages?
I had 2 sweaters.
Oh, yeah. That's so easily stealable.
Gone.
Damn, there goes your outfits for the next year.
I know. I talked to the super. I was like, I had 2 packages that were delivered, and he was like, yeah, someone came in at like 2 a.m. the other night and just took everything. So how does that even happen? How does it's like a
because there's no key required to get into your building.
No, there is.
How did he get in?
I buzzed him in.
Yeah, but the door is always open. There's always someone coming or going.
But that's my point. There's always someone coming and going. How did no one notice one person bringing everything outside and be like, hey, what's going on?
They probably did it in stages.
Or in Thanksgiving, in the middle of Thanksgiving prime hours.
That's probably what it was.
Probably like 2:30.
Yeah. Well, no, he said it was 2 a.m. that the person came in.
Or maybe they waited until there was a parade coming down the block, and then they went in and then blended in with the parade.
Don't you think like some drunk girl would have been like coming home at night and been like, what the fuck are you doing?
No, she probably would have tried to seduce him.
Like, don't you think someone would have come through? Like, if I was walking into the building and I saw a dude that didn't live there.
How would you know all your people that live in your building?
I know, I recognize pretty much everyone that goes in and out.
But then you open yourself up. It's even scarier to do that these days because you open yourself up to somebody actually living in the building, starting to film you, and them being like, why do you not think I live in this building?
Okay, but there's a clear route.
Racism.
No, there's a clear route.
He's right. That was bad.
No, that is a thought that I've had before, but there is a clear route of like you grab your packages, you're going upstairs or you're waiting at the elevator. There's no going back towards outside. So
I've taken packages out of the building before.
Why?
I just wanted to see what was in them.
So you took them outside at 2 a.m.? There's never been a situation where someone has been at 2 a.m. and they're taking armfuls of packages and then leaving the building.
I'm trying to think
unless
of a
you're
time
moving,
when I've done that.
Maybe.
I think that there's a chance that nobody was there. I think that there's a chance that if they were hovering over the packages and someone else came in, they could have just stayed over the packages and just kept it moving. Or it could have been someone in your building.
See, that's true. That's what my main thought has been for the last couple years.
It could be a listener, and they're probably like, "Oh, the sweaters are coming in."
I don't want to say anything too crazy, but because I don't know if anyone in the building listens to the podcast. I think it's someone up top, someone that I might be giving some money to.
Your landlord?
Think it's a landlord?
I think it's I don't want to say that because I don't want to get kicked out of my
super?
building. Perhaps.
And this isn't anti-Semitic because you're Jewish.
And my super is not Jewish.
Oh, okay.
What is
the thing is, we have like 2 supers. We have the one super who's actually the super, the guy that does everything. He fixes shit. He picks up packages and puts them where they're supposed to go. He moves the trash outside, like the actual super. And then our actual super is a 90-year-old lady who lives in a building, who lives in the first apartment of the building.
So I think it was her.
And she lives with like 15 people, like all of her children. And I've had packages go missing the second they've gotten delivered. And then I go outside and there's a bunch of packages outside of her building, her apartment.
What do these people look like?
The people that are stealing the packages?
The 15 people in that apartment.
You don't know. It's literally like the Wizard of Oz. You never see them. Dude, you bang on that door to try and get to the super because like I'll like forget my key. Sometimes like I need to get the spare key to open my thing, and you bang on the door and you hear them in there talking. And then you're just banging.
Put away the packages.
You're banging on the door, and they just refuse to come out until you knock for like 5 minutes straight. And then they come out, and they're like, "What do you need?" And but they send the old lady. Like,
who's
she's
they?
The
How old are they? What's a profile on these people?
Yeah, what kind of race are they?
Oh, they're all white.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
How old?
I don't know how old the other people that are living in the building are, but I know the super is like 90.
How old are the people in her apartment?
I just said I don't know. I've never seen them.
I thought you just said they come to the door.
No, they push her to the door.
Oh.
Like she's the cover. Because then you think, oh, obviously a 90-year-old lady's not stealing my packages.
I think you know how whenever people steal a bunch of money, but then the bank puts in the ink blot bomb or something like that.
I think I got to get a turd.
You need to, or glitter, something that will leave a mark behind. So like if there's a bunch of glitter on the floor of her apartment or like right outside of the apartment, or just something that will stain so you can see what's going on.
What about if you just installed some hidden cameras in the package depot area?
Okay, that's the thing too. is
What
that
if we
they have
a
cameras?
listener out here who happens to know how to install security cameras that you could monitor?
They have cameras in the building, and they always say that, like the real super today, not the real super, the one that's actually doing shit. I asked him today because he was downstairs, and I was like, "Do you see any packages?" And he was like, "I saw a package with your apartment number, but they're not there anymore." And he was like, and then they looked at the cameras and they said someone came in at like 2 a.m. I was like, I want to show me the tapes because I bet if I look at those tapes, I bet I'm seeing a 90-year-old lady walking out of apartment 1A and heading right over to
with
the
one
mailbox.
of those stick claw things, picking up the
taking
package.
everything, and they have a whole fucking file of people they're just hucking it to each other.
Oh, like baggage handlers
Yeah,
at
exactly.
the airport. What about you understand that Christmas is coming up, right? So this is peak Super Bowl season for package thieves.
Yes.
If I were you, I would get those cameras set up as soon as possible.
Yeah, I just don't think that's legal.
We're not gonna tell anyone.
There are plants in the lobby, like plants, like actual plants, where I think I could probably sneak a camera in there.
How funny would it be if he had security cameras shipped to his apartment and the boxes they were in got stolen?
Or if he sets up the security cameras and like someone steals the security camera individually.
I was so confident that these packages were going to get stolen that I ordered 3 sweaters. Another one,
That's
I ordered
a lot of
I ordered
sweaters.
the red version of this.
Wow.
And for this one specifically, I messaged the person. I said, please do not. I said, can you do me a huge favor and not ship this until Friday? And now it's getting here today. Because I said, if it gets here during the week and I'm not there, it will get stolen. And they said, of course.
Dude, by the way, why don't you just ship stuff to the office?
It's such a pain in the ass.
What? Listen to everything else that's gone on with everything that you shipped.
It's crazy.
Everything's getting stolen.
But
you
dude,
can't handle it yourself. You can't bring it up. You can't bring it down.
The Rogan kettlebell should have been shipped to the office. I will admit that.
And also, if you're talking about sweaters, you just unbox it here and you just wear it home or put it in a backpack. Bringing the package is annoying. Fine.
But what if it's like a Friday?
So it stays over the night.
Or
There's
any
a door
of the
person
other
here.
3 days of the week that you're not here.
Yeah, no, exactly. What if it's one of the days I'm not here and my package is getting here?
They'll remain safe and not stolen until you're here on Monday.
You have a built-in doorman. That's what you're lacking. When you move in the next, 8 years, you should get a doorman in your building.
Yeah, doormen are cool.
I don't want one. Actually, I wouldn't mind having one, but I feel like, I don't know. Like I've had this problem at a couple apartments and I've had it at I didn't have it at other apartments. Like my first apartment, I never had anything stolen. My second apartment in Hell's Kitchen, that was the one where I came home and all of my belongings were scattered throughout the streets of Hell's Kitchen. Have I told you that story?
No.
Where I moved and I had my mom ship me shit. And then I got home, like my PlayStation, like all my clothes. And I got home and I opened the front door to the lobby and like there was shit outside. And I was like, whose stuff is all this? And then I'm looking closer and I'm like, oh my God, this is my stuff.
You inspected the name on the inside of the boxer briefs, and
dude,
it was
I was like,
your name.
Whose
literally, I was
4
like-
pairs of Patriots sweatpants
I was like,
are
that's
these?
my underwear right there.
Whose 5 fly fishing hats are these?
Yeah. No, this was years ago. I wasn't interested in any of those things then. But my PlayStation did get stolen.
That's
It
tough.
was very devastating.
By a
do feel
homeless
bad for
man,
you
which
for
is
that.
even
Yes.
worse. So you know he wasn't even playing it.
He wasn't playing it.
He pawned it
He probably sold it for like $2.
for that good shit.
Yeah.
Sad. You did have a conspicuous amount of marijuana at your apartment.
That's not true at all.
What?
That's what everyone was commenting. There was one tiny little thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Where?
In the background,
In the background of
one
a photo.
picture.
It wasn't like I have pounds of weed in my apartment.
Of where? Of which apartment? Your current
My
apartment?
current
His
apartment.
current apartment.
When did you post a photo of that?
I
Rowan
did-
posted a photo of the
with the
Rogan thing.
kettlebell.
Oh, you saw the weed.
I saw more than just the one that he's talking
Well,
about.
that's probably
There's no way that's true.
There was that one, and then there's another one on that exact same countertop.
No, there isn't. You can see the entire countertop. There's
By the
one
way,
thing on it.
That's definitely why you had a hard time lifting the Rogan kettlebell. It was because you were high. And I've tried to work out high. It's not fun. And I'm in shape. I
That
can't
is
lift
crazy.
a 55
If you
pound
think, first of all,
kettlebell.
I don't smoke weed, and second of all, if I was smoking weed, you think I'm smoking weed before I'm boarding a flight?
Lives alone.
Yeah.
Doesn't smoke weed. Has weed in his apartment.
People give me things.
This math does not add up.
Dude, someone gave me
Oh,
weed.
you were given the weed?
Dude, someone gave me weed in LA
And you just
when
held
we went
on to it.
went to the Super Bowl 3 years ago, and I think I just threw out the joint like a month ago.
You had a pack of dog walkers, partially smoked, but like still full joints. I helped myself to one of them.
Good, take them all.
Yeah.
No, I didn't even finish it. I put it back in the pack because there was literally so much everywhere
Really?
on your shelves.
Oh, on my shelf there definitely is that. Yeah.
By
Yeah.
the way, I would guess that the reason you're getting your packages stolen is because everyone's assuming that people are sending you weed. And so you're getting a lot of,
That
at
could
2
be it.
a.m., you're getting a lot of weed.
No, I'm not. I'm not getting weed
Pounds.
delivered to me. I've had people after shows,
I want to believe you, but
Take some
everything that you
weed.
say now seems like a lie.
and I go, I don't smoke it, but I've dabbled. It doesn't ever go well.
So
Dabbed?
what about just you shitting one of your famous runny turds into a box?
This is
and,
what I am thinking as
and
well.
putting Fragile on
But
it.
putting a camera under the shit. Like I'm thinking like I lather a layer of shit and then right in the center you just see a lens and it's recording. Maybe like a GoPro. How long does a GoPro record for?
A long time.
Probably like 10
Hours.
hours.
I don't know if it's
No,
that
but
long.
you need something that's closed circuit that's going back to your phone. Because
live
if it's
feed.
a GoPro, they won't give it to you.
We
You
could
need a
come
live
over.
feed.
We could come over and hang out, smoke a bunch of your weed, and do a sort of a marathon, stay up all night until
stakeout.
the package thieves come.
Let's do a stakeout.
Stakeout, bake out.
A bake out.
I actually do
stakeout.
like the idea.
Oh, I love that idea.
I
We
think
could
it
put
could be a good video.
little like air mattresses on the floor, play video games, smoke some of the weed.
But I would get evicted from my apartment if we did this.
If we did what?
Why?
If we did a video where we're all smoking weed in my apartment. This is a live stream, keep in mind. And then there's also a second feed that is videotaping everyone going in and out of the apartment. That's
You
like I
smoke
don't,
weed
not
already.
not only would I not get evicted, I think I would get arrested.
But for filming people stealing your packages?
Yes.
Why?
So I read something on Reddit where someone said that they put a shit in it. They put a turd in a box. But then it's like,
You
I mean,
can
you
order
think about,
turds
you gotta
in
think about the
boxes.
smell there.
You can order turds in boxes.
The whole lobby is going to
if we-
smell like shit.
I feel like there's a way to rig some sort of a booby
Oh,
trap.
you know what it was? I think someone did a turd and then they put an Apple tag in it.
And then someone took the package and then they chased them down.
I think.
So there's shitexpress.com is you can send people boxes of shit all around the world. And you choose an animal, you give an address, you put a sticker, and you pay and stay anonymous.
You can choose an animal?
I think that's how it works.
I think I'd rather that we all contribute a little bit ourselves.
That'd be human shit.
Excrement, yeah.
I'd go animal. I feel
Animal, I
like animal,
think, is
feel
a
like
better
animal
loophole.
there's less legal trouble.
Yes. Nobody's going to be cracking down because it could be fertilizer.
If there's 3 different human shits in one box and someone finds it, there's going to be a full FBI investigation into what occurred leading up to that.
There's plausible deniability for all of us, though. It's like when you do the firing squad and only one guy has the bullet, like 3 different shits.
No, I thought
They
it was going to
can't-
be all of our shit.
Yeah, 3 different shits. You can't pin the shit on one person.
You
3
can pin
different
it on all
colors.
of us because it's our DNA.
Mine's a different color.
It's literally our DNA.
Mine's red. It's got blood in it.
But fresh
From
blood.
my
Brother,
work's
that
workouts.
would mean it would be black.
Wait, no, it's
This
fresh
is
blood.
clearly a guy who doesn't go diarrhea.
Clearly, the guy who's never had blood in his stool.
Yeah.
Poor bastard.
Everyone knows that bloody stool is black.
I want there to be a single camera from a spy shop. I bet we could get like a $15 lapel camera or something like that.
Yeah.
That is live streaming. And when they open, we have a shot of their face and the surrounding shit.
But the problem is, like, even if we get the person, what are the odds it was the same person that stole my beautiful
It doesn't matter.
sweaters?
We can just assume.
Or we do this a bunch of times.
But
We
I
keep
think what
shitting.
we're really hoping for,
He's
we're
got
not
enough weed.
We're not hoping. I don't have any weed. We're not hoping for a person. We're not hoping for someone breaking into the building and stealing my shit, because that's what's assumed. What we're hoping for is that it's the super.
Yes, and if we catch the super's face or one of the Russian immigrants that are hiding under the floorboards of your super's apartment,
Yes.
then we have them caught.
Then
we have them dead to
caught,
rights.
But then what do we get?
Satisfaction.
A couple months of rent for free.
Couple months. I'm thinking life. I think you'd hand over the keys.
Dude, I had a guy break into, you know this story. I had a guy break into my apartment while I was there, while I was sleeping.
I don't know this story. I don't think.
You never listened to a stand up? You should
It's
talk
an old
about this
bit that I used to
extensively.
do.
I don't think I've heard this one.
I was sleeping in
What?
my apartment when I lived on 22nd Street, and a guy came in, and I heard him outside my bedroom door, walking around, opening drawers in my apartment. And I opened my sliding door, and I was naked because my clothes were in the set of drawers outside the bedroom. And so I had to keep my dick
You had
behind
to make sure
the
you were
door.
hard.
Yeah.
You had to
And I was
fluff.
peering out sideways, and I saw him, and he was as close to me as you are to me.
Yeah.
And I'm naked. And it's just a guy. And I go, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm sorry, I got lost." And I go, "Get out of here." And he goes, "Chill out, man." I swear to God. And
What
then
was his?
I have a picture of him.
What was his?
Hmm?
What was he?
KS him? Yeah, no, I actually think he was probably Latin of some kind.
Okay.
I don't know exactly.
Like from Rome?
Like your old teacher.
Who's Greek?
Vini Vidi Vici. No, but he was wearing a red overcoat, and I recognized him because I'd seen him in the building before. He was friends with one of the owners of the building, and they would hang out. So I'd seen him before, and I go, "Get out of here, man! You're in my apartment at 3 a.m. You broke in." And he goes, "I got lost," and I go, "I'm calling the police." And then he got out of the apartment, and he got in the elevator because I was in the garden. And so I knew that in order for him to get out of the building, he had to go up the elevator a floor. And then I raced up the stairs. And as the elevator was opening,
Naked.
no, at this point I had put something on. But in the joke, I
You're
was
still naked. Yeah.
But and then I took a photo of him getting out of the elevator, and he goes, "Don't take pictures of me, dude." He was like huffy
Yeah.
about the fact that I was catching him.
Yeah.
And then I called the police and described him, and they had him in 5 minutes
No way.
in the back of a cop car. And by the way, I'm talking 10 cops descended upon this crime.
That's crazy.
So they had a cop car. He was in the back. There were 3 cops that came into my apartment to check on me. There was like 7 guys outside the building, and they'd caught him in 5 minutes. And they made me come out to
confirm it was him.
confirm that it was him because they couldn't describe who he was or what he looked like, because I guess that would somehow be a violation of,
Yeah. Makes sense.
of whatever. And then I had to go testify in front of a grand jury. And then he died 6 months later. Turned out he was an informant. Swear to God, I'm trying to tell this story as fast as possible because I know the listeners hate it when I tell stories.
Why? I'm very curious.
Yeah,
I
this is
need
a
more
great
details.
story.
But that is a true story. Every part of that.
Wait, so
And they got mad at me in the assistant district attorney who met me before I testified for the grand jury because they had become aware that I'd been telling this story on Barstool Breakfast. I'd written a blog about it, and I was doing it in my stand-up act. And she said, "It's very funny what I've seen." And I was like, "Thank you." But she goes, "But it's going to be very hard to paint you as a victim in this case if you continue to try to make light of it."
Why? So you think that it was like collusion between the two of you? Like, come rob me, I need a fucking bit.
I think they were like trying to put this guy away because it was his 5th offense or whatever, and to say that like
You
he
should have
broke
asked him
into
for
the
$12
apartment of
million.
this poor guy, and he and then to find out that I'm on stage being like, "Yeah, I broke in and my dick was soft and I was embarrassed." Like, doesn't make it easy to make it seem like it was a dangerous crime. But he was trying to steal tax documents. He was stuffing them down his pants. That's why he was opening the drawers.
Why was he trying to steal tax documents?
To steal my identity or sell my identity.
So it wasn't the first time that he was in there.
No. And I say he died 6 months later because somehow it turned out that he was like actually working with, he was a criminal, but he would also collude with the police.
So the police were trying to steal your identity.
Well, that was the part I never really understood. But he got found out, and
that's why the cops
he got
were
killed
there so fast.
Yeah, they were probably already there.
Yeah, they were probably like, go in, like you got to run inside, get this guy's whole.
I have a picture
identity.
of him. Oh, my phone's downstairs.
A picture of a dead man.
I have a picture of him coming out of the elevator and going, "Come on, man, don't take a picture of me."
Was no part of you worried he was like going to get physical?
It was one of those things where I was kind of, I was drowsy and not really making the right decisions because I'd been woken up from a dead sleep.
Yeah.
And so I'd also, because I'd seen him before, I didn't think that he was.
You'd already sized him up. I know you. I know that you size up every man you meet immediately.
Sure do.
And you're like, should I be afraid? Is this man a physical threat to me?
Mm-hmm.
What level of artillery would he need on him to even put him on the evil level playing field?
That's right.
You had already assessed this man head to toe.
I may have also gone to my butcher's block and grabbed my bread knife when I went out to take the photo of him.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Which was the wrong knife. It's very hard to stick a serrated blade.
It's still a blade, though.
Sure.
And he doesn't know that. And it's probably going to do more damage.
You would have to swing it
If
you
like
get
a
it in.
sword. Yeah, you'd have to saw him.
If you get it in.
Well, I knew it was, it's probably my sharpest knife, and not for nothing, because I never use it because I don't eat bread.
Yeah. He probably knew that, too.
He probably did.
He saw the figure.
Yeah.
The shape.
This guy isn't a bread
He goes,
eater.
oh my God, that bread knife is sharper than ever.
He's like, I wish he brought the vegetable knife. It's probably so dull right now.
The vegetable knife looks like a spoon.
Yeah, the vegetable knife couldn't even make it through my skin. The bread knife is fucking vicious. The vegetable knife would be the best one to stab with, all things considered.
I was
with a
hoping you were
serrating.
going to say that it got back to that something with the building was hiring him to steal shit.
because the owner was one of the owners'
Friends.
He's in the family. There was like an ownership family of this building, and one of the apartments in the building they had given to this guy, and it was his buddy who was in my apartment. So I spoke to the big owner, and I was like, "This is nuts that this happened."
Well, it's not. It's okay if he's Jewish. Harry's Jewish too.
No,
isn't it?
he wasn't.
Oh,
I would
he's not?
never rent from a Jewish family.
They wouldn't steal from you, that's for sure.
No, I'm kidding. They gave me 1 month of rent free as an apology.
Really?
1 month?
Yeah, and I
mean, that was probably
I didn't
a
even-
nice little nest egg.
If I found out
just
that
say this: I bought some new knives. I was able to buy a couple new knives.
I'm not a
Japanese.
confrontational person, and I'm not someone I don't hold grudges against people very often. If I have a dog shit Uber drive and the dude's fucking pissing me off the whole
5
time, I'm
stars.
still giving him 5 stars and I'm still tipping him
Same.
because I'm like, all right, yeah, you're doing what you got to do. You're in different shoes than I am. I'm not gonna give this guy a bad rating and have him lose his livelihood.
I agree.
If I found out that the people that own my building were the ones that have been stealing my packages, I'm taking that up to that's going to Washington. I'm going to that's going to the president.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm getting. I might get the building as a whole.
I don't think you'd be well.
Yeah, you would have to get. You'd be able to get the
I would
building.
get the entire
but
building.
this is where you need to be realistic, because you getting them to lose their building or whatever doesn't really do any benefit to you. What does benefit you is getting rent free. So that's where I would literally not tell anyone. If you caught your owner of your landlord stealing your packages, I would try to solve that between you and
I
your
would
landlord.
too. But
And
then I would be
"Look,
worried that they would kill me.
I have this on camera."
This 90-year-old lady's not going to kill you.
Well, that's why you'd need to have witnesses and collaborators.
Old New Yorker. She probably has like ties to the fucking mafia.
I think that what you should do is before anything happens, you should kind of take an inventory of everything that has potentially been stolen. So you could put together a grand theft case.
It's got to be up to like 20 things at this point.
Well, you should try to put together, like, even if it's not exact, put together a list. And then I would go right to the woman before you even waste time with the video cameras and say, I have you on camera. I have people on camera stealing my packages going into your apartment.
And then you could also tell her you've made copies of the videotape and sent them to 6 big newspapers to be opened in the event that anything happens to you.
Right, that there's a cryptography, and every single 6-hour period, you send a message to them that says, don't open the thing, don't open the thing. And if at any 6-hour interval you don't send that, then everything then it's a fucking explosive
Crack
case.
the case.
I don't hate the idea.
I think we're thinking a little
and then the
stakeout sounds nice.
Yes.
The problem is though, they would have me on camera putting the camera.
You don't ever put the camera there.
I think start to start, I think I'd stage a package, and I think I go Apple tag in the package. If I go downstairs, say I'll leave it there for a week. If that package goes missing, but it is still in the building,
yeah,
I will know that it is someone in the building. But
you need to know immediately because they're going to open it immediately.
If they find the Apple tag, they might throw the Apple tag somewhere.
They're going to go put the Apple tag, throw it away, or put it back among the packages.
But I think is there
a way to set an Apple tag to be like, give me an alert when the package is being moved?
If it moves, I don't know.
But I think that what if you baked it into a cake or something like that? Something that they wouldn't fully deconstruct.
Yes.
Or like you put
I'd be on that Apple tag so fast in the cake.
Or something that they don't want.
That'd be my number way ahead of like a package of jewelry.
What about something that like they wouldn't even want like what if I got like some dog, what if I got like a fucking like a Halloween costume that's in one of those bags and I put it in because you're not going to sell that, you're not going to use it, so you just throw that away. But I put it in a box.
Has any of the packages ever made it back out into the hallway? Did they ever say, I don't want this, retaped it and put it back out?
No. Dude, I've had packages. So this hasn't happened in a while. This hasn't happened in a couple of months because I signed up for like the USPS like priority thing where like they have to like I'm getting updates like every 10 minutes on where my package is. So I'm usually pretty good about like I have to be home at this time to receive this package. So it hasn't happened in a while. And what has happened is there was a period of time where I was getting packages stolen like on a weekly basis. I think it was probably close to when I moved because I was ordering a lot of shit when I moved in because I was having a bunch of shit get delivered and I was getting stuff stolen all the time. And then I didn't really order anything for a little bit. And then I ordered a poster. I ordered a Mac Miller Faces, the album poster. And it got delivered. And there was since I have the USPS thing, they take the photo of the package in the lobby. Literally 5 minutes later, it was gone. So is that USPS stealing it or what? I mean, who's stealing a poster? There's no way that you're breaking into an apartment to steal something. And
I gotta believe
that.
I believe in the honor
box
of the mailman. I don't think it's going to be USPS. And just in to go on that, we have a listener who messaged me who works as a mailman. And was a really nice guy. He sent me a really nice message. And I want to ask him, I can't remember his name, but he, I'm sure there's a pretty strong code in the mail industry of never stealing or going through the packages. If you hear this, let me know.
Yeah.
This was probably an Amazon package.
I am starting to think that your other super is in on it.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, you think that. But if he is covering for the other person, saying that
it was surprising how quick he was to I didn't insinuate I never even brought up something getting stolen.
I
was sitting at the package area and I was looking around and then he came down throughout the trash room and I went up to him and I said, and then he goes, oh, a couple nights ago at 2 a.m, someone stole a bunch of packages. Too quick.
How'd
you even know I was going to ask anything about the
question?
2 sweaters sent to you? Was that? Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, he was he was wearing a sweater.
Yeah, a red pudgy fishing sweater.
Here's another thing that you could do if you're worried about filming the inside of your building. You live on the first floor pretty close to over your door. You could put a camera on the outside to see if anybody's going out with any of your packages. Maybe you put the Apple tag in the shit, see if anybody goes out the front door with the package. And then...
Is that fully legal? I think that might be fully legal.
Oh, filming outside of your own apartment? 100%. People do it all the time.
Just filming the street.
It's like a Ring camera.
We could also just go and hide with a viewpoint of where the packages are. Isn't there a way that we could kind of see?
You'd have to be across the street, kind of.
That would, but then we're also thinking like, what if this takes 2 weeks to unravel?
I have the time.
fine. We
You
have
have the
nothing
weed.
to
We're
do.
gonna be fine.
It'll be so
There's
high.
so much weed that we need
When
to
we
get
get
through.
this, we need to make one of our demands that we can smoke endless amounts of weed in your apartment.
Yep.
Like once we get over on your 90-year-old landlord and the Russians living underneath her floorboards, we need to write it into our clause.
I think we got it figured out.
Oh yeah.
I think Apple tag goes in a fake box and then Ring camera on my balcony.
Yes, Ring camera outside on the balcony
On the
to see
fire
if
escape.
anybody goes out.
Yes. Fire escape. Yeah.
The
Yeah,
fire
that's
escape will
great.
do it. That's because then you see if anyone's going out. And then maybe you recognize them. Maybe it's the guy who smoked crack,
Yeah.
In which case, great. Enjoy the sweaters.
Yeah.
At least we'll know it's not this sweet 90-year-old
Yes.
lady. But if she's been working your building for as long as we think, she has probably stolen everything from everyone.
I just don't understand how it happens so consistently and no one does anything.
What if as soon as you go into her apartment, there's a fucking shiny Mac Miller poster on her wall?
It probably is. There probably
How
is.
fucking furious.
I
would
want to
you
get
be?
in the apartment.
There's probably everything in there.
I had a package delivered just now.
It probably looks like an Amazon fulfillment center in there.
Dude, why are you shopping so much? What's the matter with you?
No, I remember I said that the red sweater I said to ship on Friday.
Yeah,
It
the
just
red
arrived
sweater.
today. If the red sweater's gone, I'm going straight into the super's apartment.
Just kicking down the
I'm
door
going.
like
No, I'll
Statham.
go. I'll go right in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say. It got delivered 1 hour ago. What happened in the last hour?
I feel like I want to go watch that box.
Do you think it's a crazy thing for me to be like, give me the tapes?
I want to see the tapes.
Because I want to re-sign here.
You should say, I have an idea of who it is. Could I see the tapes?
You're gonna have to do away with that because that's leverage for her.
Because you think if there's a tenant living in the building that's asking for the security footage, do you think they're like, we don't want to deal with this anymore?
No
We're not
way.
gonna
They
have them
can't kick
resign?"
you out for asking for the security
But they could.
footage.
They could like be like, we just aren't gonna let you resign.
They wouldn't do that. That's crazy. You have a right to ask for that. You have a reason to do.
I have some cops that might work in that precinct.
Yeah.
Oh, I know some of the cops down
Numbers. I need numbers.
there because I had that city
I need
bike
badge
stolen,
numbers.
and then I went to the police precinct, and they were super cool.
You had a city bike stolen?
Yeah, have you seen that video? I have the video.
I
of that.
remember you've told that story.
I had a city bike stolen that I had leaned outside of a Kinko's or something, FedEx store. I was busy shipping packages that I'd found.
Leaning a city bike is crazy.
I think I'm going to do the Apple tag and the Ring camera.
It'd be kind of a fun gig is if you just said like, I'm selling like Storage Wars where you could bid, you could make people bid on packages you'd stolen, but you didn't know what was inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mystery
You could
boxes.
tell people the weight.
That actually-
you could tell
that's
the
a show.
people the names of the people that they were intended for and decide if that was like a rich name.
That's
And-
literally a show.
What?
Mystery boxes?
The storage units that are
I know. I just said Storage Wars.
But you're
Like
saying
Storage Wars. Are you saying that's a show?
yeah.
Just with packages?
I know it's a show. That's why I cited it.
I misheard you. I don't know why. You said Storage Wars, and then for some reason I was thinking of like an HGTV show.
Okay. I think it might be on HGTV.
It might be.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Or
the Storage
a-
Wars is the one where you bet on the
Yeah,
storage
and they don't know
unit.
what's
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
the unit when they bid on it.
Yeah.
They
okay.
can look, but they.
Who are those shows for? Who is Storage Wars
I'll be
exactly
honest.
for?
I've
I
watched
would absolutely watch
I've
that
watched-
show.
I've watched some
JetBlue
of
flights.
it.
You're watching Storage Wars.
Yeah.
If you're taking a JetBlue flight, you're watching Storage
I wonder
Wars.
how they knew that was going to be good programming. Like it's just such a
It's pretty
random-
much like It's like watching someone gamble.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a trashier version of Antiques Roadshow, which everyone loved. It's basically
Yeah.
it combines like Pawn Stars, Antiques Roadshow,
and Seven.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's in the box?
I mean, I think it's like people, like, you're just hoping that someone's going to get something sick.
Correct.
You're hoping that someone's going to spend $5 on a unit and they're going to open up and it's just going to be like filled with gold bricks.
Yeah.
It must have happened before to these lucky people. Who
Probably.
work
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. I forgot to pay rent on my storage unit that contains all my gold bricks. Shoot. How did I let that lapse? There's $14 million of gold.
Well, I ran out of money. I couldn't access my gold bricks.
Yeah, that's it.
I couldn't lock in and get on my gold bricks. It makes me want to start live streaming that instead of football. Just us guys going to storage units.
It's not a bad idea.
Hey, boys, let me ask you something. How much data do you use?
A fuck ton.
Way too much.
Hasn't it been feeling like a fuck ton lately?
It's been feeling like a fuck ton.
It seriously feels like a fuck ton anytime
Yeah.
I'm checking my data
Every time I look
statements.
at my data, I go, I'm fucked.
Well, you need to do a little bit of work to unfuck that, okay? Let's be real. You're probably getting ripped off by your current mobile phone carrier, but here's the good news. You switched to Mobile X to get unfucked, okay?
Unfucked.
Yep, and that's real.
I've been fucked for a long time.
Well, it's time to get unfucked.
I'm ready.
Okay, and whatever that might entail, pulling whatever out of wherever, it's time for you to get unfucked. Mobile X is the new kind of mobile phone carrier that will save you a ton of cash on your phone bill. Simply download the app and take control of how much you pay. People are paying for mobile data that they don't use. With Mobile X, you only pay for what you use and never what you haven't. There's no catch. Honestly, it's hard to believe that you could be saving up to 90% on your phone bill when you switch to Mobile X, and you're probably using way less data than you think and paying way more than you should. One reason, a lot of people are connected to Wi-Fi and aren't even using mobile data, okay? So go check out mymobilex.com or download the Mobile X app from the App Store or from Google Play. Guys, let's take a second and talk about Game Time.
Game time.
We love getting out to live events, whether it's a concert, football game, comedy show. We always use Game Time and the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time, and we love their new feature, Game Time Picks, and they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I mean, Sass, you're looking at Patriots games. Obviously, you go to the GT Picks section, and bam, you get a pretty darn good price. I'm not going to say what you spent, but let's just say
I'll give a full honest review here. I was looking at the Game Time tickets. I had the map open. I wasn't really thrilled with what I was seeing, and then I clicked on the picks tab.
yep.
And those are the ones I went with.
It's right
Best
at the
deals
top of
in
the
house
screen.
by far.
Yeah, incredible
Incredible
deal. Download the Game Time app today and use code BOYDAD to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks feature. What time is it?
Game time.
And can I also just remind everybody that Game Time will be taking me to maybe some Eagles games? I don't know. I might go to some Eagles games with Game Time.
Perhaps the Super Bowl.
I might go to the Rangers tonight, the New York Rangers, via Game Time.
Oof, that sounds so nice.
Not a bad
Well, I
idea.
mean, no matter what your preference is, your predilection, make sure it's Game Time. Okay,
Game
what time is it?
time.
Game Time.
Speaking of football, what a week.
What a week of ball.
I mean, the last 72 hours plus, the only thing I have done is watch football.
Bro, I watched ball from the 1 p.m. game to the 4 p.m. Then I watched 15 minutes of Mad Men until the 4:15 game started. And then I watched the 4:15.
4:25.
Yeah. What, didn't one start at?
One starts at 4.
Okay.
So you don't have Red Zone.
I do.
You do.
Yeah.
But was there a lull in Red Zone? Because I feel like those the first slate of games bled right into the second slate.
I feel like I got hit with a lull in red zone, or maybe my red zone thing might just be up.
It also might have been between the 4 p.m. games and the Sunday night
maybe.
football game.
That's
It
probably
I
what
went
it
to the
was.
Patriots game yesterday.
What?
was
Yeah.
a good game.
It was a good game.
Good game. 25-24. Boy, the
Soul-crushing
Patriots are
ending.
really bad.
No, they're not.
They're bad.
They're not good.
They're not a good team, but like they're gonna be. I think they might win the Super Bowl next year.
Well, they're gonna draft that guy from Arizona, Tet McMillan.
Yeah, I don't know who we're gonna
Tet
draft.
Tyro, probably a receiver.
All we need is we need one good receiver.
Tet McMillan or Luther Burden. I'm looking at for you guys.
Keep Douglas around. Keep Booty around.
Then I watched the
Keep Hunter
entirety
Henry.
of Sunday Night Football. I watched the whole Bills game.
Yeah, I watched that whole game too.
This
It
was the
wasn't very
first
good,
time in
though.
my life I think I watched 10 straight hours.
Brother, I watched
That's amazing.
It was amazing. I've never done that before.
all the Thanksgiving games, and then I watched the Chiefs-Raiders game on Friday, and then I watched all the college football games. I watched the Georgia Tech game front to back, 8 overtimes. I watched the entire thing, and then I woke up and I watched Michigan, Ohio State, and then I watched Alabama, Auburn, and then we also watched Texas A&M, Texas, and then I watched BYU at like 10 p.m.
I would like to throw down the gauntlet to the entire roster of Barstool Sports. Who watched more ball than my boy this weekend?
Nobody.
Literally, like raise your hand. There's no way Big Cat. There's no way Jersey Jerry. There's no way like Brandon Walker. None of them watched more ball than you.
Speaking of Brandon Walker, crushed him in fantasy.
Yeah.
It might have been the comeback of the century. We were texting and we were both like, it's over.
Who?
Me and Brandon. Like, cause like I was down by 30 points going into the 8 p.m. game.
And you needed James Cook.
And then
crazy.
The Bucks game went to overtime. And my kicker, who was the Bucks kicker, took me to the next level, and Baker Mayfield completed like 3 more passes to Mike Evans. Took me there. All I needed was 20 points from James Cook. That breakaway touchdown, I was screaming. Screaming.
In your apartment?
Yeah. No, I was home. I was with my parents.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh man,
They must have been they were probably crying seeing you have an interest.
No, they were like, nah, they weren't thrilled.
Fantasy sounds so fun. I wish I.
Yeah, he started Dak Prescott against me this week.
Do we have a trade deadline?
It's probably passed.
I think it did, because I was thinking about throwing Francis. I've been getting really into the fantasy. Like, I don't care about the bets at all anymore. All I care about is just winning in fantasy. And I was thinking about like offering you cash for some of your players.
That would be collusion.
I have good players now.
Yeah,
Like
you
who?
had a couple wide receivers that I was looking to get off your hands.
Like who?
You have Neighbors.
Yeah, Neighbors is awesome.
Oh, he's not great for
He had Lab
fantasy.
McConkey, Mark Andrews.
Yeah, you got Mark Andrews.
Both
Good
on the
picks.
both on the bench. Brock Bowers and Mark Andrews. See your team? Oh no, that's
Stacked.
Brandon Walker. That's Brandon Walker's team. I'm lying.
Oh,
He had a couple guys that just aren't getting used properly.
yeah.
You have Hopkins.
Yeah,
you have
picked him up.
Neighbors.
That was a big pickup by me.
You have
Yeah,
Jaden Reed.
Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
You have Mason, who's probably going to be pretty good.
I
now.
drafted Nick Chubb when he was injured at the start of the
Oh,
season.
Reed. That's who I wanted. I wanted Jaden Reed.
Jaden Reed, one of my favorites.
So how much
don't
money
give
do
him
I
up.
have to pay you to drop him at a
Absolutely not.
specific hour?
You can just pay me weed. I know you
I
have
don't
time.
No,
have-
because then
weed.
he has to get through the waiver wire. If you drop him at the specific hour.
You're talking to the commish, brother.
Yeah, but we can all vote to veto it.
If he gets dropped at a specific time, it does not have to go through the waiver wire.
You think that democracy's dead, bro?
If he drops it like mid game or maybe post game Thursday, I
It's
think it won't
crazy
be on
because
the
you
waiver
had
wire.
165 points, which should be like one of the best in the league.
You had the best game.
I'm over here with 175
I
points.
know.
Fucking, I'm a cold weather team.
Roan's a threat. Owen actually beat me last week too, which was devastating. 'Cause I thought I was going to win out. I thought I was going to win out and then maybe lose in the playoffs.
No, you beat
Oh, there's
Brandon for
playoffs?
first. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're not making the playoffs. You're probably going to be competing with Mook in the toilet bowl.
Mook is still. There's still a chance that I could beat Mook.
Yes.
Dude, Mook is the worst. Mook's in last place.
Do you understand that I literally have not
And
played
he's trying
in
his hardest.
8 or 9 weeks?
I don't know about that though.
Huh?
Dude, I was going back and looking at and his quarterbacks are Josh Allen and someone
Dak
else.
Prescott.
And no, that's he
Oh,
has Dak
Mooks.
Prescott.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
Wait.
I was going back and looking at the season earlier. I was getting like my first 3 weeks I had like 60 points total.
That's not true.
No, I was in like the 80s and the 60s.
Oh, averaging
Yeah.
60 points.
I'm really
not total.
excited about this idea of solving the box crisis.
I am too.
That's big too.
I don't mean to divert us. I just want to say I want to take that seriously. I
I'm
actually
going
am very
to.
invested in that.
I'm going to get the Apple tag and I'm going to get the Ring camera
Do you want
today.
to order it right now so we could see?
No, we'll do it later.
You think that there's an actual threat to democracy, Francis? Francis, By the way, I'm asking, not you.
Well, I have more ball that I have to speak of.
No, I don't think so. I think that's overblown.
That there's no threat to democracy.
What does that even mean? What is a threat to democracy?
I don't know. I'm trying to learn.
Anyone who the guy that tried to kill Trump was a threat to democracy.
I'm trying to learn how the Greek democracy fell. The original Grecian democracy.
People turn to dictators in times of uncertainty, right? They like a strong man.
Not me.
Especially in times of war, I think. I mean, we kind of like suspended our democracy in World War II. Just let FDR keep being the president.
Well, so he was the original threat to democracy, and he couldn't even walk.
Yeah. I mean, I say that. He still ran. We still had an election, but he ran 4 times.
Are your socks on backwards?
No.
Why is it yellow in the front?
Smart wool.
Let's see.
I love smart wool socks.
Oh, wow. I thought the yellow was supposed to be at the heel. Wow,
Those are
that
good
is
socks.
smart wool.
Great socks. Had to pick him up for the Patriots game.
How'd you get tickets?
I bought them.
Really?
Yeah.
Game time?
I bought them with Game Time.
The
but
best.
Game Time did not give me them.
It's easier to buy them.
Yeah. It's also nice to get them.
Yeah, but it's nice to buy them. It's nice to support the Patriots. It's nice to put a little money in
They
Game
weren't
Time's
that expensive
pocket.
though. We were nosebleeds though. We were up there. It was so cold.
Who's we?
Me and my boys. Now me and my buddy Nate, and then my friends Brendan and Hunter.
New boy alert.
I did something really sad. I had something really sad happen this weekend.
All right. Well, before that, we got to talk about the Eagles.
Eagles are sick.
Do you think the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl?
Who knows?
The Eagles look really good.
They look really good.
They were saying last night that the Eagles and the Lions are in a division of their own, and I think the Eagles might be better than the Lions.
Eagles are really good. Lions just had a nice little threat from the Bears.
I don't think that the Ravens are
Packers.
I think the
Thursday.
Ravens are being undercounted right
know.
now.
But after they lost to the Eagles last night.
Yeah, I think so. But I think that like Ravens, as far as Super Bowl contenders go, yeah,
Bills have to be up there. Chiefs,
Lions,
until somebody
Bills,
else knocks off the Chiefs,
Eagles.
they have to be in the
thing
conversation.
I think the Bills are up there just because how unbelievable Josh Allen is playing.
Yes.
everyone's
don't
talking about
have the
Saquon being
weapons
MVP, and then Josh Allen has that game on Sunday Night Football in the
That's true.
snow,
Josh Allen has to be the MVP.
and he's got to be right out in front.
But
again.
what if Saquon breaks the rushing record?
Eric Dickerson?
What's he at?
He at 1499, so he needs to average 120 yards a game for the last 6 games.
He's
What's the
on
rushing
pace to
record? What's the
rush
rushing
for
record?
it's like 2,105. He's on pace to finish with 2,151 right now.
Interesting. See, this is what annoys me because then Francis pretends that he doesn't watch football, and then all of a sudden,
Oh, I'm just coming up. I was doing some math earlier. I don't know much about this.
Just practicing some good math.
so if he breaks the rushing record,
You got to give it to him because Adrian Peterson won the MVP as a rusher, but he did not win he didn't break the record, although he wasn't far off.
yeah, but Josh Allen's playing so well. How do you
I
not
agree.
give it to Josh Allen? I mean, he's carrying.
If he breaks
his
the rushing
team.
record, that's how you don't. He would have to break the rushing record.
I mean,
Saquon.
Also, Lamar Jackson, you could argue, is having a better season than Josh Allen.
In no way could you argue that. He has
touchdown
more
to-
rushing touchdowns and throwing touchdowns than Lamar Jackson.
but his touchdown to interception ratio is insane. He has 3 interceptions.
Josh Allen's thrown one or two interceptions the entire season.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that the Steelers can
All right, maybe I pulled that out of
maybe
my
sneak
ass.
into the conversation. I mean,
I put a future on the Steelers.
you can't ignore the Vikings. They're like weirdly in the conversation. Maybe the Packers in the conversation could make a run.
Why did I see a list of the statistics of the quarterbacks and think that Lamar Jackson somehow statistically was ahead of Josh Allen?
Fake news, threat to democracy.
What would that
I'll look
be?
it up.
I don't know.
I might be wrong. I don't know. I'll look it up.
I mean, I don't know. For some reason, I saw something that astounded me at the season that Lamar Jackson was having. And I know that every time I watch Josh Allen, he does something I've never seen before.
I mean, Lamar Jackson's always in the conversation. He's always going to be in the conversation for MVP.
I
He
think
could
there's
still
also voter
easily
fatigue,
win
though.
MVP.
Sure, of
Since he
course.
has
And
to.
I don't mind that as a phenomenon, to be honest with you.
Yeah, let everyone have a chance. To
Joker
win.
could win MVP every single fucking year in the NBA, but, that just gets dull.
Voter fatigue.
All right, Josh Allen currently has 2,691 yards, 20 touchdowns, 5 interceptions.
There you go.
It doesn't say how many rushing touchdowns he has on this, though. Or wait, let me get. Oh, no, because that's under passing.
They both have to be up there.
I think before yesterday, Lamar Jackson had 27 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And the 3 interceptions that he's had, not a single one of them was his fault. They were all like deflections.
It's like Drake May.
It's like Drake May. Why, do you guys believe in the Eagles?
Starting
I
to.
believe in the Eagles now.
Big time, yeah.
After all that slander you had earlier in the year.
I still don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I don't think Sirianni's capable.
After all that slander you had earlier in the year. I'm pretty sure you said the Eagles are ass.
They were.
You did say that.
You said they're ass.
Did they start 0-2?
No.
Oh.
They started 1-0. They started 2-2. But never had a losing record.
Could be their year.
All right, 2024.
I want to know the sad thing that happened to you.
Well, we're on ball right
Okay,
now.
Lamar has more yards.
Rushing or passing?
He has more touchdowns.
And fewer interceptions.
He has less interceptions.
There you go. All right. That felt good.
How many rushing touchdowns does Josh Allen have?
You know,
Josh Allen has 6 rushing touchdowns.
I don't think Lamar's probably too far off.
Lamar
of
has
that.
3.
Okay.
How many does Hurts have, though?
Doesn't matter.
Fucking 12.
Damn, that's crazy. All right, yeah, I was way off.
You've been locked on the Patriots, bro. It's not your fault.
I have been.
It's tough. It's tough if you're a red zone watcher and it's versus a single team watcher.
I actually switched from red zone to the Eagles game because that was the only one I wanted to watch.
Yeah, there's merits to being a single team watcher. You can
Bucks
watch the play
Panthers game
unfold.
was great. Panthers.
Frisky. Watch out, Eagles. It could be a trap game this week. Eagles Panthers.
A lot of people are getting caught up in the Panthers trap.
Yeah,
I think they're taking days off during the prep week, saying, "Oh, it's the Panthers. We don't need to study film."
Eagles are like a 12-point favorite against the Panthers right now. Panthers could
Cover.
They could win
They
outright.
could cover.
They could win outright.
Let's take that spread.
Should
I
we?
love that. I love that spread.
We got to put together
Dude.
a fat parlay this weekend. There's only 5 weeks left to parlay.
Dude, Raiders were like plus 13. Hammered the spread.
Hammered. Division game.
Easy lock.
Tell us the sad thing that happened.
Well, occasionally now I get out of nowhere. I just get now that it's known that I'm single. I get these unsolicited, sexy photographs from women. Some of them are like, I think, spam, but occasionally there'll be some nice ones.
Are they in your Instagram?
I gotta go not just open DMs. I gotta go into the unread DMs and then the filtered ones. It's deep.
Is it?
It's the 3rd level of Inception.
What types of accounts are they?
Some of them are real.
No way.
And
How do you know they're real?
because they're accompanied by a message that is intended for me.
Oh, okay.
Usually, like, I understand you're going through a rough time, so I just wanted to help perk up your day. They're pity nudes.
That's nice of them.
Very interesting.
But they're always sandwiched between a lot of hate messages. Fuck you, I hate you, you're ruining son of a boy dad, etc. And so sometimes I'll go in there when I'm horny to look, and I'll,
And you don't know what you're jerking off to.
yeah, well, it's like this self-loathing combination of like pity nudes and people telling me I'm a fucking loser and I should die. And it's a pretty self-destructive way to reach an orgasm.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. That happened this weekend when I was
so
hungover.
nice. Well, what a nice treat that you reached an orgasm to whoever.
Well, it wasn't the nudes, it was the
The hatred
messages.
Did you go out with? I know that you were going to go out with like Tommy and like Rhea and Marty and.
Oh
everybody.
yeah, we went out.
Where'd you guys?
How did that come to be?
I just had been. They have talked about how they go out to nightclubs every once in a while. And
Little sister.
that's where they went. That's where we went.
That's their spot, right?
Yeah.
How
And
was it?
They
How
have a
was it?
routine. We go to a late dinner. We went to dinner at like 9:45, and I made the mistake of drinking all day, which was dumb because
That'll tucker you out.
yeah, I'm 35 years old. So we went. I met them, and I was.
Where'd you go to dinner?
Charlie Bird, which is good.
American, New American?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
I don't know.
You were that fucked up?
Well, Rhea ordered for the table, which we needed because it was all discombobulated, and she
I don't
ran
like
the show. And then I wasn't that hungry, so I didn't
Why?
eat that much.
I hate when that happens.
When a girl orders for the table?
No, when someone's like, let's just order a bunch of shit. I'm like, no, I want something. I want a full meal.
I usually feel that way. In this case, it was so good that she did because, I mean, no one was able to get their shit together. People wanted different amounts of food. Nobody knew what we wanted. It was just better to family style the whole thing.
All right.
I just don't know why you have a problem with a girl ordering for the table.
That had nothing to do with it.
I mean, you just jumped out the window.
You could have told me that Tommy did it, and I would have said,
Yeah, well,
that's
that's Tommy. Of course, everyone would object to that.
I would have hated it if Tommy had done it, but Rhea did a good job, and we had the food was great, and then we went to by that point it was like 11:30, 12, and we weren't supposed to go in until even like 12:30, and these numbers are showing up on my watch and phone, and I'm just like, holy shit, this is getting late. And we finally went into the club at like 1, got set up with a nice table. And I mean, I hadn't been to a nightclub like this in 10 years.
Yeah.
And we just did a bunch of dancing at the table.
Who foots the bill?
We all split it. It wasn't that expensive.
Who puts the card down?
I think Rhea did. But we all.
Any problems with that?
I think we
Sass?
Venmoed.
how much was the bill?
$200 a person.
Where were you guys getting?
And how many people?
Waters?
5. Wasn't
At
that
the
bad.
club?
Yeah. I think they cut us a deal. Or Rhea
A
just
band?
like
Subsidized?
subsidized. Yeah.
Rhea just dropped a band casually?
Well, I
mean,
paid for the
an-
dinner, and that was $750.
Jesus.
And then it's 5 people. It was like a $300 night.
It was
But
you,
I
Rhea,
knew it was going to be that,
Marty,
so I'm geared up for it.
Tommy and Kelly?
Didn't buy any clothes last week. Me, Kelly, Tommy, Rhea, Marty, and Noah.
Oh,
6 of
wow.
us.
6.
Yeah. So at the nightclub, we had a great table that was in the middle of everything. And then people kept like taking up more and more of our space because our table was open to the sort of dancey floor area. So then I tried to start creating a barrier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the elbows akimbo.
Excuse me, you're in general admission.
Yeah.
Let's see a wristband.
This is an area for people who have paid for a table.
What
You're
kind
bleeding in?
of? Yeah, they can't bleed in.
There's no way. I feel like going to a nightclub in New York City on what night was this? Friday?
Saturday.
On a Saturday night is only $1,000 for 6 people at a table.
And you guys got a bottle?
Yeah, we had at
You have
least
bottle
one.
service?
At least one. If
That
not
sounds
two.
like that's like, I mean, I've never been to a nightclub, but in my imagination, I would
Sounds like
think
a
that would be like
$5,000.
$10,000.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they probably get a deal.
They might have been nice.
Well, they
to
probably
us.
counted on us talking about it on Son of a Boy Dad
True,
to get
they
them a little
knew.
bit extra.
Dude, it was-
and
I'll
some
tell you-
Shout out that club one more time.
Little sister.
Little sister.
I will say this: there were
Not for pedophiles. They do card. What a weird
I mean, I
name
left
for a
it like
nightclub.
I left it probably 2:33, and I went out. When I went out, there was still a line the size of the block of people trying to come in at 3 a.m.
That's retarded.
I couldn't believe it.
But you guys didn't wait in line, did you?
Not at all. We got taken in through the fucking kitchen like it was Goodfellas.
Damn.
I'm not even kidding you.
What was the club experience like?
Dark, crowded, and their lights weren't on very much either.
Did you meet anybody like from your Instagram DMs or anything like that?
No, I
You might
didn't
recognize me from my tits.
I didn't. I didn't.
My tits are down here.
Hello, Francis.
Recognize me? My tits are down here.
I'm sorry I didn't recognize you. I'm not crying right now. It's easier if I'm
Wait,
squinting
whisper
through tears.
something nasty in my ear. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll.
I don't think I spoke to a single girl. Not one.
Well, were
No need.
they? Was like Noah and who else is single in that group?
Tommy.
Tommy.
Tommy is the wrangler. and he just bides his time. He's very patient, and just sits up on the thing and has like surveys his world, nods his head. I was dancing pretty hard. I was having a good time.
You guys take any?
Performance
No.
enhancers?
No, I can't fuck with that. Drugs.
What do
Too
you
fun.
mean? I was gonna ask if you guys took any Molly.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
drug.
You did Molly like a week ago.
What are you talking about?
We literally have an entire episode about you doing Molly.
No, it was ecstasy, and I didn't really realize
It's the exact
I was
same
doing
thing.
it. No, it's
No,
worse.
it's a little bit dirtier.
That's like being like, oh,
Molly's
you
a clean version.
Rowan being like, you have cannabis in your house, and I'm being like, no, I don't. It's weed. It's the same thing.
I forgot about that. And then that was last New Year's, so a year ago.
That was that long ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. I thought
What?
that was like 3 months ago. No,
Maybe it
there's
wasn't
no way that was
Maybe
last
it wasn't
New
that
Year's.
long
Yeah.
ago. It wasn't that long ago. I think you're right.
It was over the summer.
Yeah, you're right. That's right. So I
No
don't know.
performance enhancers.
I don't have a whole lot to say about the nightclub experience. I had a great time.
Trevor, Tommy's wrangling like an Australian cattle dog.
I know.
Like
Does he
he's
just get to
doing
pick?
laps.
Does he just get to pick at the end of the
He
night
seems
who he
to
wants?
have it down to a science. He knows what he's doing. The girls love him. And Roan had told me that, but I'd never seen it in person.
Him and Glenny Balls.
Tommy
No one
is
fucks more than Tommy and Glenny Balls.
Tommy's a hound.
Tommy fucks more than Glenny.
You think?
I know. Sad to say.
You got to catch Tommy out at the shore over the summer
I city biked home that night
Really?
on ecstasy.
because I stopped drinking. I stopped drinking
And you
after,
danced hard enough, you probably were
and then I
dead
was
sober.
fine. So I just city biked home.
How far away were you?
Well, that club is it's like
Must have been freezing.
almost in the East Village. It was cold.
Going over the bridge with like your hands falling off is a
It's
nasty
the worst,
feeling.
dude. The biking, I got gloves finally, but the biking in the cold is not fun.
Those hand warmer sleeves that
Yeah.
the delivery guys have, those look so nice.
I'm pretty sure those are just duct tape.
Maybe.
I'm pretty
But
sure
you
they
need
just
to
build them.
The chapping that happens is nasty too.
Yeah.
My whole face gets chapped. My nose gets chapped.
Mm.
It's fucking
Heads
brutal.
throbbing.
Yeah.
I would
But
do
you
it
gotta do
again.
it.
I would do it again.
How would you do it differently?
I would not drink during the day leading up to it.
Maybe like a midday nap.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's probably not the worst because you probably got out of there pretty early.
Yeah, if that's my goal.
What
What
is
is
your goal? To
I don't
stay out
know.
until
I don't know
fucking
what my
8
goal
a.m.?
is. I just wanted to experience it with them. They were fucking awesome. It was a great crew.
It's never worth it staying out until the sun is out. No one's ever been like,
Wasn't the sun out?
I know, but
Wasn't.
that's what I'm saying.
It did fuck me up for 3 days. I
Yeah.
didn't sleep right for 3 days. It was
Because the
so
ecstasy
much.
drains all your dopamine.
You're trying to do to me what I've done to you all episode with the weed.
And it's working and it's funnier.
It's not because
It's working
It
and it's
doesn't
better.
affect
It's working
me
and it's better.
if people think I do ecstasy. I'll be
It helps.
totally open about
His
it.
parents don't listen.
I'm going to send this episode to your parents. Say, skip the beginning.
Yeah.
There's some interesting stuff at the end that you might want to hear about.
Is it true that you're going to abandon Delta next year?
Look, people have been talking.
Who?
Me specifically.
You've been talking.
There's been a fall off, and it's been dramatic.
At the Delta lounges?
Does anyone else have anything to add on? No one agrees?
Which ones are you talking about?
There's been a fall off on the planes. There's been a fall off on the lounge.
But the Delta
I'm
1
noticing-
lounge at
I'm
JFK is the
noticing-
nicest lounge
But we don't
in
fly
air
Delta
travel.
1 every time we fly.
Just saying.
There's been a fall off. The prices are high. I'm noticing a lack of Sky Priority lines in most airports outside of LaGuardia and Logan.
And Mincy missed his damn flight.
And Mincy misses damn flight.
We don't even know what airline he was flying.
I hope it was Delta. I hope to God it was Delta.
I'm just saying. The last couple times I've flown, like I kind of cut. I feel like I cut Delta some slack when I'm on like a short flight. When I'm on one of those like Delta shuttles, the connections flights they call
Yeah.
them.
Mm-hmm.
The puddle hoppers.
Yeah, I call those. I cut them some slack on those, but those planes suck. They're dog shit. They're tiny. There's no room at
That's
all.
the New York to Boston.
That's the New
flight.
York to Boston, the Boston to, or like New York to. You even get those sometimes, like New York to Chicago, New York to Philly. Like the shorter flights, you get those. But like even like I did New York to Columbus. That's like an hour and a half. shuttle flight. So it's like you get them a lot, and they do suck. There's no TVs, and then when I went to Chicago recently for the Out of Order show, I flew home on American Airlines, and my God, I was surprised.
Pleasantly.
I saw some things that I did not know American Airlines had. I didn't know they stepped up their game like that.
But you said you switched to United.
Well, and then every time I fly United, I mean, it's just the
United's Polaris is good.
Define Polaris. For
That's
those who
their
don't know what
business
that
class.
was.
That's their Delta One. Those are their lie flat seats.
It is so much cheaper than, dude. If I'm going
I
to
don't know if
California,
that's true.
oh, I know it because I do it all the time.
Well, you should consider United because it's easier for you to get to Newark than it is to get to LaGuardia and JFK
Yeah,
from where you live. Also,
but the Delta at Newark is great.
it's not that good.
It is. When was the last time you've been? Because I was there today.
What
you
did
stop
you?
at the
But
lounge?
you landed there, which meant you couldn't go into the lounge.
Oh, I go into the lounge.
What are you
when I
talking
land.
about? I stopped in, said hi.
I go into the lounge when I land all the time.
They let you do that?
yeah.
When you're diamond
thought that-
medallion, bro,
I
you
thought
can do
that
whatever
when
you
you
want.
land at an airport and your flying is done,
No.
No, they do that in like foreign countries.
you're not allowed to go into the lounge.
Oh,
They do that in
100%.
Iceland.
What?
Hardcore.
Am I
brother.
crazy? Why did I think that?
Bro, did you guys have that when you went to Iceland? That when you landed, you were like, it's like 6 a.m. and you're like, I got to get a fucking coffee or something. And then everywhere you go, they go, can I see your boarding pass? And then you show the boarding pass and they're like, this is for people who are departing. And you're like, I can't even buy a fucking drink because I've landed at the airport.
I didn't get that. There weren't even customs in Iceland. We just fucking walked out of the airport. It was
Really?
amazing. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Fucking
That
rules.
just can't be true.
It was amazing. I'd never experienced anything like it.
I mean, there's just no way that that's true.
There wasn't a fucking stitch of custom.
Dude, we didn't get any security at the Patriots game yesterday.
And as a Barstool employee, you'd think you would get some
I know.
personal security.
No, no, we didn't get anything.
What do you mean? No one patted you down?
No one patted me down. I didn't have to take anything out of my pockets at all. Anything. Just scan the tickets. Someone said they have some like new AI thing that like it just like can detect if you have a gun or a bomb with you.
It's just the Family Guy like color gradient test. We have this new AI that just judges people by the color of their skin and not the content of their character.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, so I think so. I've flown the what was the word?
Centurion?
Polaris.
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 Polarion.
I've flown the Polaris on United many times, and dare I say, the food is better.
Yeah,
The
it's
prices
good.
are better.
I flew
Dare I say
Polaris
the experience is better?
from South Africa to Newark direct.
Wow.
I think it was
That's got to be one of the longest flights
14
in air
hours.
travel.
Did you fly Polaris?
yeah,
Okay.
and it was really nice.
And that was sorry, I didn't hear you. What it was United?
Yeah,
Polaris. It's Polarious. United is only Polarious.
Polaris
is only
is-
United.
the name for their first class cabin that has the lie flat seats.
I understand now.
Are
No,
you sure you were in
don't.
Polaris?
I do now.
Are you
Oh
sure?
yeah,
when you...
dude, I did it from San Diego to New York. It's like not a lot of money. It was a good amount of money, but it wasn't like Delta. Delta One is like $4,000.
Was there food trash though?
Unbelievable,
Really?
dude! Best French toast I've ever had in my entire life.
No.
not even exaggerating.
No, that can't be true.
To die for.
No.
If I could like Uber Eats from LaGuardia and like have them bring me some of that French toast every morning, I would.
They should open up a ghost kitchen of the Polarious.
It was unbelievable.
Sounds like you should get the United Mileage Plus Explorers card.
The Sapphire Chase.
That's
Yeah.
not what I said.
The United Miles Plus Explorer card.
I'll have to look into it. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not fully doubting Delta yet. I haven't had any long flights with Delta in recent memory, but I mean, I
had
just
a
don't know.
confusing Delta experience. They boarded from the middle of the plane. So when you're deboarding, the Comfort Plus gets off before the first class.
Well, that's weird.
That's not right.
I don't think that's right.
Hey, that's just disrespect.
That's not what you pay for.
What am I paying for?
Seriously.
I will say, me and Fights flew home from Chicago Maybe I must have flown to Chicago on American. We flew home and we were in the Delta Lounge. The Chicago Delta Lounge doesn't get much better than that.
That's a very nice one.
That's a very nice
The
lounge.
desserts
And
alone.
That is a nice
the desserts,
one.
their desserts, they got hot dogs. They had Chicago style hot dogs.
It's
They
just
always have
peaceful in
making them.
there. It's
Yeah.
peaceful.
Peaceful. The bar. We were at that bar.
Spacious.
We also boarded through the lounge.
That's what you can do at
Very
the
classy.
at
Very
the-
classy.
You showed me that. Where did we
Yes,
just go?
Chicago.
Oh, that was in
That
Chicago.
was the
right?
exact same one they're talking
Skip
about.
the line.
Skip the
It's
line.
incredible.
You hit the weed pen on the fucking gangway.
People are looking at you like, how did he get in? Through the lounge. Oh, I got in through the lounge.
They always have the beer cheese. They have like a Bavarian pretzel beer cheese
Yeah.
combination. Two soups.
Yeah. Boston. I did Boston today, the lounge.
The
I mean,
worst.
a disgrace.
The worst.
They
That
just
upstairs
shut it down.
lounge, shut it down.
Don't offer food if those are going to be the food options.
I
The
went to
breakfast in Boston,
I went to the
terrible.
Delta Lounge in Honolulu. It was the worst I've ever seen.
Really?
Yeah, I mean it was an actual joke. There were no windows. It was inside the terminal, and there were no windows to the outside world.
I want to say that's what the Boston one is like too. I think
No,
the
Boston,
Boston one,
it's like you're on the second floor, and so
it
there's
looks
not
out
direct
to
windows.
the airport.
It looks out to the concourse, but there's windows beyond that, so there is natural light.
The worst one I've ever been to was probably the Detroit one. But there's multiple, so I probably just went to the wrong one. You know how they have like the A1 and the B1? I think I went to the B1 and it was just like empty.
They put us in a nasty lounge in Charles de Gaulle. Fucking damn near ruined my day.
I got to get back to Iceland.
Did you not
simply
fly?
just
Did you
to
not
get-
go to the Air France Lounge?
I went to the Air France lounge leaving New York, but I didn't go to flew Delta on the way back, and the lounge was
I booked a
So
Delta
far.
flight, but it was on the way home. It was via Air France because that's a partner of
Air
Delta.
France is a sublime lounge.
Dude,
Croque
the-
madames, croque messieurs.
The Air France Lounge
Quiche.
at CDG was. They had like 6 or 7 different bottles of wine that were like $100 bottles of wine plus.
Have you
Really?
guys been to the Iceland lounge?
I didn't hit the lounge in Iceland.
Because supposedly that's the best lounge there is.
I did buy a sweater at the airport in Iceland.
Close, dude. They have like a fireplace with like real wood.
Very funny, as you would say. Very funny.
funny.
That
Dude, they
was
have
funny.
they have like a fireplace with like real wood burning.
That's cool.
It's like a ski lodge.
The one in Haneda, the Tokyo one, is nice too.
I got to go to Iceland just to get back to that lounge.
Should we go to
All of us
Japan?
together?
Sass? Iceland? Japan?
Maybe we stop in Iceland on the way to Japan?
Rasutsu.
What do you think, Rusutsu?
I'm looking up the lounge just to get a glimpse.
Fly into Sapporo.
Ooh, I could go for some Sapporo right now.
The Saga Lounge.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's it.
good episode. See you guys on later this week.
See you guys on Thursday.